Well, Bill, between those Wall Street layoffs, the write-downs, the growing foreclosures, you would think that everybody would be feeling a little squeezed. That might not be the case, though, for the uber-rich. CNBC's Mike Huckman is on New York's Upper East Side with the details. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Sue, and good afternoon. And we hope to be able to show you what $75 million would buy. But one of the listing agents for this place from Sotheby's says that it's not TV ready on the inside yet. The owner wants to kind of keep a low profile, she said, and not even would the agency make anybody available for an interview today. But this convent turned now bankrupt art gallery is on the market for a cool $75 million. If they get what they're asking for it, it would easily surpass the Manhattan Mansion record selling price of $53 million, set only a couple of years ago by a private equity guy. That place is just 4 blocks north of here, by the way. But our real estate reporter Diana Olick says a Wall Streeter is not the most likely potential buyer of this 22,000 square foot 5-story pad. Rather, she says an uber-rich Russian or Italian, the exterior is Italian Renaissance, by the way, might make an offer, as it's foreign investors from those, especially those countries, she says, who are taking advantage of the weak dollar and propping up the super high-end Manhattan real estate market these days. So what we can show you are these two photos from the listing website of the grand staircase inside. That's got to account for a big part of the square footage. But you do have the option, get this, of adding on another 13,000 square feet. And the 5 stories that I mentioned, by the way, do not include the fact that there is a basement level and also a garden level. Now, this plaque on the cornerstone of the building has the names of the art gallery owners, and I'm told from a source that Mr. Solander is actually trying to unload his Manhattan townhouse about 11 blocks north of here. So if $75 million is just out of your price range, you can pick up his place, I'm told, for the bargain basement price of just $25 million. And Sue, they're not going to like me for this, but even if you were to own this $75 million showplace, that wouldn't mean that you would escape the city problem of having pigeon poop on the sidewalk just outside your front doorstep, or a street meat cart right outside your front door. I think, as the gossip columnist Cindy Adams might say, only in New York, kids.
That's
only
right.
in New York.
Mike, thank you very much. Let's get more insight on Manhattan's ultra-luxury market. Who's still spending? We're very pleased to welcome back Dolly Lenz at Prudential Douglas Elliman, the realtor of choice if you're in the market for a $70 or $65 million townhouse or a Hamptons pad. She has a lot of things she can show you, and she joins us. Good to see you again, Dolly. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Is the market as strong on that end as Mike indicated? And how much of it do you think is from foreign buyers?
Well, I would say it's probably 20% foreign buyers, not more than that. But it's an interesting group of foreign buyers. Mm-hmm. It's people who want to make their mark in New York. All very interesting.
All right, let's take a look at some of the things that you've been showing people. They are at the ultra high end and the ultra high end price tag. This is number 3 East 80th Street in New York City. I think the price tag is $65 million. Is that correct?
This is actually a property that they would prefer to rent, and it's over $100,000 a month to rent.
Mm-hmm. Because it's in such a fabulous location.
It's a fabulous location, amazing building. I mean, very similar to the one on 71st Street. That's why I thought it would be interesting. Mm-hmm. Perfect condition, and it's definitely a Wall Street type person. Everyone walking through has been Wall Street.
And what's interesting about it is it's right across the street from the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which, for those of you who haven't been in Manhattan, it's a fabulous location and very pristine location. The other one, we're all wondering in the newsroom why Billy Joel would ever sell this property out in the Hamptons. Middle C is its name. It's stunning. Where do you go from here?
You know, that's a good question. Everybody says, where do you go from here? There's really no more beautiful setting that I've ever seen, nor more beautiful house. And I've pretty much seen most of the most beautiful houses. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think it's because it's a little remote. So I think that Mrs. Joel would prefer to be somewhere, you know, where there's more action and more interesting than this particular location.
Well, that's listing for, what, about $32.5 million?
That's correct.
And it's 14.5 acres right on Long Island Sound. It is just beautiful. And very quickly, Dolly, I know we don't have pictures of this, but I'm going to hold up the newspaper. You're listing this, it's called The Point, correct?
Correct.
And was this spec? Has this been previously owned?
This had been previously owned. It's not spec. It's an interesting property. It's probably the most interesting location out of all the locations anybody can be on. Mm-hmm. And we'll see what happens with it. It's going to be fabulous.
All right. Keep us posted.
I will. Thank you.
Thanks, Dolly. Good to see you again.